Hi, it's Warren with ZenPro Audio. Welcome to ZenTV Weekly. We've got some monitor madness going on right now at ZenPro Audio. First of all, I want to call your attention to a monitor brand that we import here into the USA called PSI Audio. This is a Swiss company that is employing some very unique, all analog technologies, mind you, in their active speaker lines. We are stocking the A17M as well as the A21M models, and there are some things about that PSI speaker that we've just not really heard elsewhere. First of all, it is an extremely smooth yet analytical sound. The lack of crossover is just, it's almost bizarre, like sitting there listening to it and there's just no artifact from a crossover to be heard. Their impulse response also appears to be just tops in the industry. I mean, as far as really recreating transients, really surprising stuff. And again, no digital DSP, it's all analog. You really should check out their site and check out the products that we have on there. We've got the A17M, which is about a 6.9-inch driver model in stock, as well as the A21M, which is about an 8.5-inch driver model, a wider bandwidth sort of sound. You should check those out on the site. If you look behind me here, you can see the Neumann KH310s. We've had those speakers arriving here this week and been spending time with them. Initial impressions are very good. It's a three-way design. It's not the kind of speaker that, if you're sitting 3.5 feet from your speakers, I don't think that you'd want to have a three-way design, pointing directly at your head like that. So for people who have a little more space, not necessarily midfield, but that you're just not right on top of them, really would be the best application for this speaker. Superb mid-range detail. Gosh, the low end, it's a sealed cabinet, and it has that very tight and responsive kind of low-end response. And the top end also seems to have that very open, sound to it. It's definitely not like a dull type of sound by any stretch. So initial impressions are very good on them. We do have pairs in stock now. Focal, the Spirit Pro headphones. I've got those arriving this coming week, so I should have an opinion on them very soon, and I'll post that on the site. The Spirit Pro has been designed, according to Focal, to sound like a pair of Solo 6BEs strapped to your head, although with no bass bump and with also arguably better bass response. So that's a very interesting situation. Those are going to street for $349. Not a bad price for a pair of headphones that are specifically made for mixing. And there's a lot of guys out there that you're either having to mix on headphones a lot of the time, or you just like to double check it and you want that better pair. My expectations are high, and again, we will know. So check the site in the coming few days and I'll actually put my opinion on there as well. It's interesting that they've gone, after that market in such a specific way. I think that's cool. The Drawmer MC2.1. This is an all-analog monitor controller switcher. It's got talkback as well. The short story on this product is it's only $5.99. It's built in the UK like a tank. This is a tabletop model, and it's all analog. We have tested this unit against units costing $3,000, and we have found that the Drawmer MC2.1, you're losing nothing. You're not losing bandwidth, you're not losing detail. It is a balanced sort of sound. It literally scored among the highest that we have had in here. And we actually test these things. We record their outputs and then we check nulls and things like that. That MC2.1, it's awesome. And I also have to say, the built-in talkback microphone is a good one. And I say that because most of them are so crappy. It's not like you'd want to record a band with it. I'm saying that compared to other talkback mics, it actually sounds surprisingly good. So the 2.1, you should check it out. I just thought that was all some very cool sort of monitoring related stuff that's going on right now. New product announcements. Lindell Audio has announced the new Power 10 Space. How cool is that? This thing is supposed to street for $549, and it's supposed to start shipping around the AES show in October. So we'll be adding that to the site and taking pre-orders for now on those units. The 506 units that we've had in here, wow, I mean, built like a tank. Again, just another good term for these units, and I would expect no less than the 10 slaughter. no frills. It is a rack mountable. It's got, rack ears ready to go, XLR in and out, and a beefed up power supply. So man, he is just kicking it on 500 series right now. It's awesome. Thermionic Culture, they've got a unit called the HG15. This is a red painted channel strip that they have. It is a tube pre. It's got about 53 dB of gain on it, so it would be suited for most condenser mics. It also has an EQ. It's very specific. It's a bass cut. You've got a couple of choices there. And then you have multiple choices of presence and then air boost EQ that's on board, as well as a Thermionic Culture compressor, all in one channel. I thought that was very cool. I'm hoping to get a demo unit in here soon that we can add to the Clipolator. Those are streaming for $24.99. It seems to be kind of a special edition deal. I don't know how long those will be around or if they'll just incorporate it into their regular lineup. The TK Audio BC1. This compressor has been around for years. It's an awesome SSL clone. He now has the BC1S. These units are on the shelf to ship instantly. It is the same exact compressor. The only changes are that it actually has detented stepped pots for repeatability. It also has an auto-sensing output now for balanced or unbalanced, so slight improvement, costs a little bit more. We have them here and they are starting to move. Infratronics. This is actually a new brand. This is actually an 1176 recreation of a Revision D. It's called the Classic FET. So you can check it out on the site if you look at the Infratronics brand or just type in Classic FET. This compressor has just been painstakingly done to affordably deliver a modern recreation of the Revision D. The way that it links, the linking unit, which is available as well if you want to get into stereo, is identical to the old unit as well. No tweaks, nothing added, nothing taken away. The thing is awesome. And so in Clipolator news, we could also mention the Infratronics Classic FET. You can go in there right now and compare it to other 1176 style compressors. That Classic FET has just, it's got it all. It's got that classic sound to it. He's using, reproduction transformers and all that kind of stuff. $12.99 and it's built in the USA. These units are shipping now. For a limited time, if you buy pairs, we are also throwing in the linking kit with it as well. So it's just a fantastic deal on, you just step a couple feet back and you see an Infratronics Classic FET in the rack and it looks like an 1176. The other good news is that it actually plays and sounds like an 1176 as well. Check it out in the Clipolator. The Focusrite Octopre MKII preamp, we actually added that to the Clipolator this week as well. So you can go in there and dial that sucker up and see how it stands up to other multi-channels. That is all the cool stuff that I can think of that's going on at ZenPro Audio this week. As always, you can contact us and I'll personally respond and get in touch with you. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Thanks.